Lankan President Rajapakse's brother-in-law has slippers hurled at him in Rameshwaram by Tamil activists, where he went to perform a puja. The police played down the incident, but the ruckus is caught on camera. Ten murders in 10 days and a few murderers still at large. The police say they are going all out to catch the culprits. This girl stood up against her parents' alleged decision to marry her off to a much older man, but when she went to meet the city top cop, her lawyer was roughed up allegedly at her parents' behest. Time crawls for traders of T Nagar 24 hours after a supreme order to reopen their shops. It's an anxious wait for the judgment copy. A sudden vehicular attack on Sabrimala devotees by two unidentified men leaves two severely injured. Police in Chotanikara refused to take note of their complaint. Hello, you're watching News Tonight with me, Madhu. It's been 10 days into the new year and our city has already witnessed 10 murders. Why is the city turning into a crime hotbed? Details coming in the next 30 minutes. Before that, let's take a quick look at the national headlines. The Election Commission will issue a notice to Law Minister Salman Khurshid for his Muslim-favoured speech in Polbang, Uttar Pradesh, say sources. But Rahul Gandhi continues to play the Muslim card, says Mulayam, and Mayawati never thought of Muslims' reservations. Malnutrition is a national shame, says the Prime Minister as he releases India's hunger and malnutrition report. After Muslim seminary, Deoband asks government to revoke visa to writer Salman Rushdie. Congress says whosoever is objecting to his visit should approach the law. The Supreme Court of Pakistan says the government has failed to implement the verdict in the National Reconciliation Ordinance case. A military prosecutor in Poland shot himself during a break in a news conference after delivering an agitated statement defending his staff from allegations. Ahead of the Perth Test, India and Australia are involved in a war of words. Zahir Khan plays tit for tat and says Brad Haddon's keeping is fragile. Every single Tibetan would have to be killed before China can subvert the faith and culture, says an outspoken Richard Gere to NDTV. Lankan President Rajapakse's brother-in-law Natesan Kumaran was attacked at Rameshwaram this morning. Natesan was beaten up with slippers as he was talking to a reporter before entering a house for a special puja. Attackers allegedly belong to MDMK and pro-Tamil group Nam Tamilar Iyakam. However, police say the protesters showed only black flags and that Natesan was not attacked, but as you can see, the visuals speak otherwise. The parties in question have been opposing the visit of the Lankan president's family to Tamil Nadu ever since the defeat of the LTTE. They claim the Lankan army had killed innocent Lankan Tamil civilians in the war.
தொப்புள் கொடி உறவுகளாம் ஈழத்தமிழர்களை படுகொலை செய்து எங்களுடைய மீனவர்களையும் படுகொலை செய்து பார்வதி அம்மாளை அனுமதிக்காத இந்த மத்திய அரசு கொலைபாதகன் ராஜபக்சேனுடைய மைத்துனனை இங்கு ராமேஸ்வரத்திற்கு அனுமதித்தது. அதை நாங்கள் எல்லோரும் வன்மையாக கண்டித்து அவனை அடித்து உதைத்து நாங்கள் வெளியே அனுப்பியிருக்கின்றோம்.
எல்லா கேள்வி கேளுங்க சாமி. நேற்று கோயிலுக்கு போனேன் சாமி தரிசனத்துக்கு. இப்போ எனக்கு இந்த ஐயரை 25 வருஷமா டெய்லி ஒவ்வொரு வருஷம் வாரேன். வேற என்ன கேள்வி கேளுங்க. மனைவி வேற இல்லை, வர மாட்டாங்க. என்னத்துக்கு வீணா வந்து போனஸ் வேற இல்லை, 3-4 வருஷம் வேற இல்லை. ஏனண்டா இங்க வந்தா இங்க உங்களுக்கு இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் கொடுப்பாங்க உடனே போலீஸ்ல அவங்கள பேரை கீழே போடுறதுக்கு. அப்போ நீங்கள் இங்கே வருவீங்க, நீங்கள் வந்தால் பிரச்சனை இல்லை. 5 பேர் கொடி பிடிப்பாங்க, நீங்கள் இன்டர்நெட்டில் போடுவீங்க, இன்டர்நெட் முழு உலகத்துக்கும் போகும். ஆனபடியே வர மாட்டாங்க. வேறு என்ன கேள்வி? இப்போ அப்படி அங்கே எப்படி என்ன அந்த நான் இலங்கை நான் ஆன்மீகமாக எடுத்த ஆள் எனக்கும் இலங்கையில் நடக்கிற அரசியலுக்கு ஒரு சம்மந்தமே இல்லை அரசியல் இலங்கை நடக்கிற செய்தியில் நீங்கள் தினத்தந்தியில் வாசிங்க என்கிட்ட கேட்ட என்ன.
The city is fast turning into a hotbed of crime. In the past 10 days of the new year, Chennai has witnessed 10 murders. Yesterday, a 25-year-old beautician from Andhra Pradesh was found murdered at a residence in West JJ Nagar. Apparently, the victim Bhuvana Reddy stayed alone in the house. 20 contacts from her cell phone narrowed down as suspects. Cops suspect love affair as a reason for murder and are confident of closing the case pretty soon. The status of the investigation into other murder is still unknown. A few days ago, a bank employee was murdered for gain in Nungambakam. The cops are yet to trace the killer. A few days ago, a 52-year-old bank employee was murdered in Nungambakam. 25 sovereigns of gold was found stolen from her house. The victim's sister apparently is the only witness in this murder. While the cops are yet to come up with information on the culprit, the forensic team has got 2 fingerprints from the crime spot. They are trying to match the fingerprints with old convicts. In fact, the latest of the 10 murders happened only this morning. Bhuvaneshwar, aged 37, is a real estate businessman and was hacked to death by a gang travelling in an auto in Kambar Nagar as he went to pick up his son at school in the afternoon. The brutal killing took place while he was driving his two-wheeler. 10 murders in 10 days. The Commissioner's office has now played witness to a slug fest quite literally. In a tale where a 20-year-old woman, Kavita from Medavakam, had been allegedly forced to get married to a much older man around the age of 45 years, she had lodged a complaint with the police at Pullivakam station, but in vain as her parents had allegedly influenced the police not to take note of this complaint. Finally, Kavita approached the Commissioner's office today, where the advocate representing her had been beaten up, reportedly at the behest of her parents. The parents in fact claim that the advocate was trying to force their daughter into prostitution. Both parties are now in Egmore station.
கட்டாயப்படுத்தி கல்யாணம் பண்றாங்க சார். நான் வேண்டாம்னு சொன்னேன் சார், கேட்கவே இல்லை சார். அவன் என்னோட 15 வயசு அதிகம் சார். இருக்க ஒரு கண்ணு வேற சரியா தெரியாது சார். குடிச்சிட்டு கீப்பி வண்டி ஓட்டுறப்போ கண்ணாடி பீஸ் கண்ணுள்ள போயிடுச்சு சார். எங்க வீட்டுல அதெல்லாம் சொன்னாலும் அவனுக்கு அதிர்ஷ்ட கண்ணு அப்படிதான் இருக்கும்னு சொல்றாங்க சார். நான் படிச்சு MSc வரையும் படிச்சு வேலைக்கு போகணும் சார்.
Traders in T Nagar are eagerly expecting the release orders from the Supreme Court over the desealing of shops. The Supreme Court yesterday granted interim relief to the traders for 6 weeks to break open their locked showrooms. The seals were locked by the CMDA and the Chennai Corporation 3 months ago for violation of building rights. The shop owners had approached the court seeking to break open the seals owing to increase in customers during Pongal. Devotees from Coimbatore were travelling to Shabarimala on 8th January. 8 people were inside a qualis. 2 people came on a two-wheeler when the car was passing through Chotanikara in Kerala and broke the window panes. A 19-year-old boy and 32-year-old man was seriously injured. Police in Chotanikara refused to take up the complaint. Eyeing to increase pulse productivity in the state, Tamil Nadu government today announced a 50% subsidy to farmers using fertilizer developed by Tamil Nadu Agricultural University. Tamil Nadu Agricultural University has developed a pulse fertilizer, Pairu Adisayam, with nutrients in iron and boron micronutrients, which increases the productivity of the plant from 10 to 20% when it is sprayed. In the first phase, Chief Minister Jayalalitha has ordered that the fertilizer be sprayed in 50,000 hectares in 1,695 villages. The state government has allocated rupees 212.50 crore for providing 50% subsidy for farmers to buy the fertilizer. On to news as an aftermath to the cyclone Thane and that it had caused extensive damage to people's homes and crop. The CPI has now slammed the centre for the delay in sanctioning relief to Puducherry. The party added that the centre should concede the plea of the Puducherry government for sanction of rupees 2,500 crore to to take up relief works
5
and
நாட்கள்
rehabilitate the cyclone affected. In fresh news about Sri Lankan fishermen, for the first time, Coast Guard apprehends 2 Lankan fishing boats in Indian waters near Nagapattinam. Boats equipped with GPS, radar, long-range high-frequency communication equipment. And yet another Perth controversy haunts the Indian cricket team from the 2008 Monkey Gate to 2012 Finger Gate coming up.